Hey Leo, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning into your March monthly reading. Let's jump into it and pick out 6 cards for the sign of Leo. Let's have a look and see what's coming in, what's coming up, what you need to know during this time. Okay, let's start off with the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is really about walking away from a situation and or picking up the pieces again. Some of you might be disconnecting with someone under an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Five of Swords could also be you walking away from this person. If you're not disconnecting mentally or communication-wise, you might be walking away from this person, okay, from this situation here. I'm not sure if that's crooked or not, Leo. Is that a bit better? Might be. Sorry, that was sort of distracting me a little bit. Hopefully that's a little bit better. But look, it can certainly indicate walking away from certain situations. It can be about feeling nostalgic or having to regroup or heal, okay? Especially for those that have been left behind. If this is a partnership, business related thing, a friendship even, it can definitely be about someone walking away from you or you walking away from them this month, okay? Doesn't necessarily have to be someone under an air sign. It can be Earth here as well. You've got Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo in the bottom card here. But the Five of Swords, I think you're looking back. I don't know if you want this to happen for you in the future. I don't know if there's something here that you're still looking back on. You can see this figure and he still looks back. And these people are obviously emotionally quite affected here. So I'm wondering if there is a situation here that's you're still hoping for a reunion. And sometimes that reunion can be read in this card. You can see the two people exchanging glances here, exchanging pleasantries, and it almost looks like they bump into each other here. So I don't know if you're hoping for a reconciliation, or there might be a reconciliation that you've been hoping or wishing for, Leo. That could definitely happen here for you during the month of March. But it is about picking up the pieces and healing, and you will find strength. The Ten of Pentacles is a card of keeping busy and creating legacies and things like that. So if you are leaving a situation behind, Leo, knowing that you will find strength and you will come out of this, I think would be very, very reassuring for you for the month of March. I do. But like I said, the reason I mention is potentially looking into the future is because you've got the Three of Wands, and he in fact looks to the future here. I don't know if you're planning for the future or someone is going to talk about the future with you. Maybe this person wants a future with you, partnership, investing, relationships. That could definitely come about in the month of March. And with the Three of Wands here, this is about long-term vision and long-term planning. And since that's coming up here, it could be that you, as the ones, are planning for the future. It could also indicate that something around you in March is going to be around you for a long time coming, okay? It could be the start of something new. It could be relocation, immigration, moving, meeting someone foreign. It could even be going long distance in a relationship or the forming of a long distance relationship during this month. The formation, okay, of that relationship could definitely happen in the month of March. So there's a lot to look forward to, but there's a lot you're looking out for potentially as well. The Three of Wands can also be a third-party situation. Suddenly we're presented with options with the number 3. 3's a crowd, okay, but you've got your ones behind you. I feel like there's people that are loyal to you, Leo. So if you're in a situation where you need to see loyalty, commitment, it's almost like these ones are standing by you. So I feel like there's someone standing by, whether it's friends or family or loved ones. There's someone here next to you, I feel. So, and it could definitely be more fire signs around you, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Okay, it could also be more earth energy down here, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. There's a lot of different perceptions here, and you can sort of see that. You also have the Knight of Swords, and he urges and rushes towards a situation. They're 3 very different approaches. The Knight gallops ahead. The Three of Wands contemplates, and the Five of Swords looks back in nostalgia. Some of you might become very nostalgic over an opportunity or a person or a circumstance here, and you may revisit that in March. Could also be that someone's nostalgic over you, okay, becomes more as nostalgic over you, and will be quick to contact you, potentially. The Knight of Swords is sometimes seen as a little bit reckless, irrational, yes, impulsive, absolutely, but also reckless. What is he rushing towards? He doesn't really know. He's not really thinking things through. So there could be a fast-paced energy. It might be that someone's very quick to leave a situation. It might be that you're very quick to judge a situation, but there's impulsiveness, and maybe you need to take time. And that time is sort of presented with the Empress. You can see her down here, and she's sitting very calmly, very complacently. She almost looks like she's in concrete here. So I feel like, again, different approaches are coming on board here. Could be a sense of urgency, something that has to be met with a deadline. It could be a relationship. It could be something you need to pay off. It could be something that's going to impact the long-term future, or you might need to act quick to make a decision about your long-term future. It could be college plans, okay? It could be accepting a new job offer. It could be moving, but I almost feel like time is of the essence. In some way, mentally, you might feel pressured, or there might be deadlines, or time is of the essence, essentially, is what I get and what I associate with the Knight of Swords. So, I mean, maybe this is what's impacting you this month. But I definitely see, the Knight of Swords travels towards the 3 and the 5. He's very quick to revisit things, or very quick to remember. I don't know if it's something you haven't forgiven or forgotten, or you're quick to remember, or quick to bring things up this month, Leo. The past, okay? Hurts, pains, transgressions, disloyalties. And if it's not you, then it's someone else that's bringing these things up. Maybe not necessarily an air sign, but someone who still revisits and remembers. But be careful of this behavior, because like I said, the Knight of Swords can be reckless, and he can get himself involved in tricky situations because of the way he thinks, or over anxiousness, or words that are said, memories that are re-sparked. Could be the case. The Ten of Pentacles is here as well. Now, the Ten of Pentacles, career-wise, looks quite promising. It can indicate a card of money, of busyness, clients, clientele, incentives, bonuses. Some of you might have to walk away from an investment or an opportunity here that you thought was going to get you more money, or there might be something else that you're going to rebuild. Picking up the pieces again, so for some of you that have felt financially restricted, or you haven't been as complacent with your finances, this might take a shift in the right direction. The 10 being a card of, you can see the pentacles floating around here. This is abundance and prosperity. And the fact that the picking up the pieces card is above that indicates you might picking up the pieces with your finances again, okay, paying off debts, making those repayments, seeing financial growth, okay, even in the workplace. Your business might become much more busy. You might have an earth sign here around you that might aid the growth of your business, a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. The Ten of Pentacles can also indicate a card of family or support. It's creating a legacy. Creating a legacy through births, marriages, commitments. That could be the case. You might start a family business, or even start working from home this month. A card where you're generating money in the neighborhood, in the community. Absolutely. It could also be a card where you're spending a lot of money. It could be a card of moving houses, or something to do with major assets like cars, investment properties, houses, leases, mortgages, anything that's quite valuable. It could also indicate bumping into someone, okay? bumping into someone unexpectedly, or catching up with an old friend, catching up with someone you haven't seen in a while. Could be a friend, an ex, an acquaintance, someone you work with. You might even develop a more intimate or personal relationship with someone you do work with. Maybe this person has provided you with goods or services. Maybe you're linked through work or have been introduced through work colleagues, and that meeting may happen, okay? It could be quite unexpected, but it's almost like a pleasant surprise, which I think points to something quite good here, if I'm honest. So some of you might be meeting this earth sign person, but you might also see periods where this person is a little bit reserved or withdrawn, and that's indicated by the Four of Pentacles. Now, if it's not an earth sign you're dealing with, it could be you, okay? You're withdrawing, and maybe you're spending a lot more time in the workplace. Maybe work is more demanding of you this month. Maybe this suddenly, you don't feel like going out and doing X, Y, and Z because you've just been so consumed with a workload maybe. But the Four of Pentacles can be introverted energy, or we're closing off a little bit. It can also be stubbornness. 4 is a number of concreteness and solidarity, but it can also be read as stubbornness. So you might see that, okay? Stubbornness within yourself. Could even be pride, Leo. You can be prideful. I mean, a lot of us can, but according to the zodiac, you, my dear, tend to exhibit that the most. But, I mean, that's your spirit animal. You're the lion, so that's what you're represented by. But look, it can be pride. I mean, the Four of Pentacles looks comfortable though. I mean, the pentacle he's hugging, he's got a pentacle on top, he's got his feet on top of pentacles, so he's comfortable where he is. There's no reason for him to be otherwise because it's very, very cushy. So it's either potentially you've made someone act a certain way or behave a certain way because of the way you've been towards them. And suddenly they might not be giving you much or doing much or budging or negotiating or compromising, maybe in work relationships or love relationships. But someone is not willing to budge, or maybe not willing to compromise, or maybe is closed off, okay, to that right now. It doesn't mean, though, that they won't be open to negotiation or to talking with you or to reconnecting in the future. And the openness is the Empress because she's fertility. She represents growth and lushness and abundance and opportunity. So, the sprouting of the grains around her. So it's things are blossoming, things are growing, things are changing. So it's not, you're not always going to have that sort of stubbornness. Now, whether this is you exhibiting this sort of behavior or someone you're dealing with, you may see that. It can also be that someone's closed off about talking about future plans with you. Romantic future plans, future business plans. Someone might not be too open, or maybe they're not overly confident to discuss these things with you, Leo. It could be that they're feeling a little bit closed off. But again, I'm wondering why. Okay, I'm wondering if they've always been this way, or if this is in response to the way you've been behaving towards them, or the way you've been acting towards them. It could be their defense mechanism. It could be their way of responding. So that is likely, I think, for a lot of you Leos. But you do have the Empress. To me, she's a very Venus energy. So Taurus, Libra come to mind. But the Empress can rule fertility, pregnancy news, new additions to the family, anything around the family, okay, could change. Children, marriages, fertility, extended family. She's a very a tender Mother Earth energy. So there is a tenderness here to her, but she's also very romantic, and she carries a sexual link here as well. So Venus energy is around you, Leo. You might find that there's a lot more romance in the month of March. Loads of romance, actually, maybe very passionate, intimate connections, increased intimacy with a loved one, lots of growth that you might see, love that might be growing, okay, a bond that might be developing between you and someone special. It could also be meeting someone who is a parent as well. but lots of growth, and you'll definitely see that growth towards the end of the month. And considering you're sort of starting out with the Five of Swords, you'll come to see that growth by the end of the month. So whether this is nostalgia, whether this is you looking back at something, not wanting to surpass or learn or grow from it, you will. Okay, the Empress, she's very, very influential in the deck here. She's very powerful, and she brings a lot of power and attention. So you're going to see that. Whether you have a lot of attention from romantic partners, maybe even from several partners, I mentioned having options. There could also be someone who's rushing to grow with you, grow in the relationship. Maybe they want to move things fairly quickly. I mean, the Knight of Swords sits above the Empress. Again, they take two very different approaches, so I'm not sure if you're taking one approach and the other person you're dealing with may be taking the alternative approach, but you might see that sort of dynamic play out in some of your relationships. But the Empress can also rule, as a Venus energy, she can also rule ownership, luxurious things, indulgences. You can see that she sits very comfortably. She's got this lavish, pillows around her, this beautiful gown, the crown of the zodiac on her head. So she's very comfortable, but she's crowned with something. Can you blame her because of her status? No, you can't. So for some of you, you might be receiving some sort of title or acknowledgement or tribute even. But again, it's a position you've grown to, or you've surpassed, or you've leveled up to here, Leo. So there can be a major accomplishment here, and it might afford you a luxury lifestyle. It might afford you beautiful things, assets, money, incentives, bonuses. All of these physical blessings, which the Empress can bring in the physical realm, could definitely be coming in. But it can also be working on internal or external beauty of your mind, body, or soul, or the self here, Leo. So that's also quite fantastic. I will leave your reading at that though. So thank you again for tuning in. Just a friendly reminder, I don't have any extended readings available this month, but I do hope this longer general reading has given you a little bit more information for the month of March. Thank you again for tuning in, Leo. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button as well. Otherwise, take care, lots of love, have a fabulous March, and until next time, bye for now.